the best story of the playoffs so far really has been the Anthony Edwards coverage, because after every game, his post-game press conferences, his quotes, they go viral for a reason. I mean, you sent it in the chat, him praising Dante DiVincenzo for his playmaking leap and how Dante is reading things and he's listening to him. I just think that for as young as Anthony Edwards is, 23, he's already top 25 in 40-point playoff games. He's one of 4 players to have 5+ 40-point games in the playoffs before turning 25 is Luka, LeBron, Rick Barry, and Anthony Edwards.
Rick Barry's a name.
I think Anthony Edwards is, right now, he's making a case to take the mantle. And
the mantle for what?
Mantle of what?
Best young player in the game.
Oh, who's on that list?
You see how he added the young part?
So he's better than SGA. Well, SGA he's the best. Well, then Tatum still counts in this group.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think Ant could go band for band with SGA.
Is he better though?
Is he?
I don't think he's better just yet. No, I don't.
SGA, he got to keep playing his last 2 games.
I was doing these numbers, and I sent you some of these numbers. I didn't send you all of these numbers, but I was doing these numbers on just
chat. He put them in.
And over the last 3 seasons, Luka in 41 playoff games, he's averaging 39 and 7, 57% true shooting, 24.4 PER, 7.8 BPM.
Oh, these shits.
Anthony Edwards in his last 25 playoff games, he's averaging 29, 7 and 6, 59.5% true shooting, 23.9 PER, and 7.8 BPM. He has the same box plus minus as Luka over the last 3 seasons in the playoffs. And Tatum in 32 playoff games, 26, 10 and 6, 56.6% true shooting, 21.6 PER, 4.6 BPM. I think Anthony Edwards, with this series and with his growth as a player, I think he's walked into this tier. I think before the season, he was a little bit behind these guys, but his 3-point shooting leap hasn't just been an improvement. It's been historical improvement.
One of the best in the game.
He's a top 5 3-point shooter in the league, and that might be underselling it. 40% on 10 attempts.
He's insane.
And he's also an elite off-ball player. He's improved as a playmaker, and he's an elite defender. Like, all the things that point to like a 2-way superstar Anthony Edwards has, and I think we're seeing in real time like him becoming one of the best players in the league, and he's only 23.
There's none. Listen, I've always been a fan of Anthony Edwards. In this series, enemies still acknowledge his game, man. It's hard to hate on a guy like that. I mean,
he took over in the fourth.
He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. The energy that he has on both sides of the ball really is what moves me the most. The fact that he does not give up a single possession. And that's one of the main reasons on top of it, too. Talking about that defense, Reeves has not been Reeves. That was a huge factor for me coming into this series as well. We had the better third option scoring the basketball because, again, I didn't know what version of Julius Randle I was going to see. Was Jaden McDaniels going to keep up the level of play that he's had over the last couple of months? And for Anthony Edwards to go out there, stand face-to-face with Austin Reeves and for a majority get the better of him and then go on the other side and not miss a beat, get by the first defender, get to the second level, it's an immediate bucket every single time. What he's been doing this series has been excellent. Do I have him in top 5 right now? I don't. But
he's 6 at the least.
Without an absolute doubt, top 10, 6 at the absolute least. Again, I don't know. There's a lot of great players at the very top.
Are you putting LeBron and Curry over him?
See, that's where I think I'm at personally. But at the same time, I get where you're coming from because, again, he is young. He does have the juice. Right now, you could argue he is the best player in this series with Luka, with LeBron. You have an argument. There's an argument to be made. I won't be on that side, but I'm not going to fight you against it. It really is. He has a lot going on his side.
Yeah, he's number 5 to me. I think this playoff run, he's number 5 to me. Like, but this is the thing, Rib. Like,
I still am also
like Drew
pro
said,
Wemby personally.
Like
but
Drew said, lock top 10. I felt like at the end of the regular season, he was the 8th best player, maybe 9th, 10th at absolute worst. Right?
So again, like Embiid, I know we forget about him. We don't talk about him. We're done with Embiid.
I think he's still top 10.
We're done with Embiid.
Yeah, like, sure, Embiid's like a top 10-ish player, but I mean, he was out the whole year for a guy that always gets injured.
That's the idea for real.
That is the idea.
Yeah, you almost had a home run opinion. Like, that take could have been a home run if you just backspaced Giannis and typed in Joel.
But that's why I don't think it's crazy for Ant to be top 5, because if he was already the 8th best player in the world, right, give or take, and we saw last year he was one of the best playoff performers. This year he's backing up being one of the best playoff performers. He's going band for band with Luka and LeBron James. He's improved as a playmaker. I feel like that was really the last thing offensively I need to see for him. He's gotten better. I feel like game by game this series has been better as a playmaker. So going from 8 to 5, I don't think that's that big of a jump.
I think you gotta wait. Because I think there's too many shuffling pieces right now.
To put him over who? do you have to wait for?
I think it's more of a wait to see just how everybody does, because you have SGA right now who's, has had, I don't want to say up and down, but first 2 games he was all right. Last 2 games he's been pretty great. You got to see how he progresses to see where you drop him or keep him, because he's probably going to win MVP, right? Then you got Brunson on the other side. If he continues to keep playing like this, where do you shuffle when you put him?
Ant's a better player than Brunson.
No, I agree with you, but still in the same sense, like if
I think offensively,
it's close.
you can make the argument for Brunson.
Sure.
And then Giannis is still playing at a high level. So what you keep him? Do you move him up?
Giannis, Jokic, SG, like those, some of those dudes are lost.
Like, and then if Ant goes next round and him and Steph go band for band, Steph wins. Now where do you put Steph? Do you put Steph over? Do you drop him over? Like it's still a lot of moving
Steph's
pieces.
been incredible.
Like Tatum. If Tatum goes out and has a Herculean next 2-3 rounds, do you prop him up to top 3, top 2? Like it's still
Yes.
a lot of shuffling pieces.
With the jump shot, Jason Tatum,
Yeah,
I've always given him his flowers.
I feel like the second round is really where we're going to decide that. We got to
Where
wait
would
to
Ant
see.
be for you right now? You just have to put him
6-7.
Okay.
6-7.
I don't hate it. I don't.
6-7, I think.
He's better than KD. No question.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
putting him over
KD not in the play. Yeah.
Also, one thing I will say, 8 to me, he was definitely top 10, but towards the back end. Like until this series, was it just unanimous he was better than Anthony Davis before this series?
No.
That's why I say I can understand the leap after this series, because you can argue he's been the best.
It's just when you look at his resume, like in the last 2 years, eliminating Jokic, KD, D-Book, LeBron, and Luka, if they finish off this series, it's not over just yet. I mean, Devin Booker's amazing. Let's not disrespect
Devin
D-Book.
Booker had 2 40 balls back to back in the finals. Like, let's respect him.
And if they make when they make it to the second round, if they beat the Warriors, you're also beating Jimmy and Steph to get to the conference finals. Like, if he completes all of that, for a player as young as he is, there's very few players that have that type of resume eliminating that many stars.
Jason Tatum is one of those people on that list.
How many did he eliminate in his first 5 seasons? I'm not asking
just
for jab. I'm asking
the 22 season alone, he eliminated KD and Kyrie. He eliminated Giannis, and then Jimmy Butler, who's the best playoff riser of this generation.
You're right.
He fucking bodied you just there.
No, I asked him. I was curious.
I think
Everything you asked about Tatum's a jab.
That was
2022, honest to God, if they win a championship, he could retire. He might be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even bullshitting.
It's 2022.
It was going to be an all-time run and an all-time team.
That's right.
Tatum and
Those
Ant.
fuckers gagged it, and I hate Tatum for it forever.
Tatum and Ant is an interesting conversation.
I blame you, man.
Because you have one guy who's like Ant on
get it.
Ant's case.
Over the last 3 years, Ant has better numbers in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think Ant's a better playoff riser, but just Tatum's like total package is kind of it's really good.
the
Like
defense.
he's a really good all around player. I don't think you can just outright say Ant's better.
He's such a bet. I mean, excuse me. Ant's
close.
a more efficient scorer.
You could make the
and
debate
that's
Ant's better,
not
though.
close.
Ant, I think, is a better scorer by far.
I don't
Ant's
think
better scorer,
it's easy that you
No,
can
he's
say
a better scorer.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I think
Ant.
Ant's a better scorer.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's easy for you to say either or, that Ant
I
is
agree.
better than Tatum or Tatum's
I
just way
agree.
better than Ant.
I like Tatum's versatility in his game. He could, like the things we were asking of Ant-Man to do, and he's finally doing it. Tatum been doing all that
For sure.
for like the last 3 or 4 seasons. He's
agree.
been that consistent jack of all trades. He may not have an elite trait.
He's 3
but-
years older, too. 3 seasons older.
Yeah. I mean, like you can't. What you telling me that for? We're
like
comparing
around
now.
23, 24 is when I feel like the playmaking started getting better.
at this point, where was Tatum in his career? Was that the 2022 finals?
That's when he was in the finals.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just age 23 season.
That
24
2022 season was special.
Yeah, no, that was. There's no
And
doubt.
like Tatum was drafted, and they went to the finals immediately. Well, ECF immediately. So it's just different paths, So it's a tricky slope.
I love
Wolves-
Ant, man.
How things could be different if he wins that chip in 22. I think he's one of the most loved players in the league. You could argue the most loved.
Yeah, that shit was never
the
happening,
Wolves
bro.
in 31
You
seasons.
get KD, Kyrie, Giannis, Steph
People
in one
people
run.
are still gonna
Yeah.
hate on it.
No,
you know what I mean?
no,
Yeah.
no.
No, excuse me. They're not gonna hate on that run, but they'd hate on Tatum because they always like.
That's one of the like most unrealistic what ifs ever.
If he wins that
In 2020,
championship,
he was never winning that shit.
bullshit.
Never
How
winning that shit.
favored was the
Nope.
Celtics?
Nobody was.
He was a Jimmy Butler
That's-
3 away from not getting out the ECF.
He wasn't beating that locked in stuff. He just
Cooking.
wasn't.
He was
wasn't.
the MVP first
Yeah, he
ever
was.
Larry
First
Bird
ever.
MVP.
Can't forget that.
Oh,
That's when I was
Wolves-
in, man. Take
18
me back.
playoff wins in 31 years, 15-5 with Ant.
from poverty to good.
If they make the conference finals, he'll have more playoff wins in 5 seasons than they've had in their franchise
Franchise history. That's nuts.